Today I got some big news. That's right. Volkswagen is finally gaining access to the Tesla Supercharger Network. Let's get into it. All right, everybody. So today, Volkswagen released a press release stating that their vehicles, their EVs, would gain access to the Tesla Supercharger Network next week on Tuesday, November 18th. I'll put a link to that press release down below if you would like to see it, but I'm going to summarize it all here. So this is a big deal. The Audi and Porsche brands already got access to the Tesla Supercharger Network, and all the Volkswagen owners were like, what's going on here? And they said they needed a little bit more time to bake it, and I guess now it's ready. I have a couple thoughts. I'll share those later. So what are the details? Well, first off, you'll be able to charge at most Tesla Superchargers around the country. Not all of them. The ones that are skipped are the sites that have both V3 and V2 chargers, which makes sense because you can't use a V2 charger as a Volkswagen owner or anyone else who has access to the Supercharger network. So they didn't want people to arrive and be confused. So there's that. But anyways, this is a really big deal because now it gives people a lot of options. Maybe people don't want to use Tesla, but there's some places they wanted to go and they couldn't before because there maybe wasn't enough charging. Now there's charging everywhere, or maybe they wanted to have another option, another affordable option, and they could weigh it against other brands throughout the country. So definitely a big deal. So again, this is happening next week on the 18th. I'm not sure if it'll be like at a specific time, but sometime during that day, there will be access. So to access the Tesla Supercharger network, you are gonna need a NACS adapter. I actually have, hold up, I'm in my Equinox. I have an adapter right here. So here's the adapter. This is not the adapter that Volkswagen is going with. They're actually going with the Electron adapter, it appears to be, or some version of the Electron adapter. You'll need that to access the Tesla Supercharger. You can purchase that from Volkswagen Parts Store for $200, which is actually one of the more reasonably priced adapters from an auto manufacturer, which is nice. If you have a model year 2025 vehicle, you can actually get a rebate of $100. So it will only cost you $100 to get the adapter. And they said in the press release as well that if you have a model year 2026, I'm not sure if it'll also extend in the future or for how long or until they switch over to the NACS port, but you will get it for free when you purchase the car. It says it'll be a standard piece of equipment for the car, so that is great. In the press release, it states that it is for all ID.4s and ID.Buzzes, which is great news. However, they did not state the e-Golf, so I'm assuming it will not work for e-Golfs, which might upset some people out there. But that's just what the press release says, and I'm letting you all know. Now, I'm sure, I didn't actually see this in the press release, but I'm sure that Volkswagen has some sort of language stating that you can only use the OEM-supported adapter. If you are interested in any other adapters, I have links down below. Again, that is your choice. My current stance is to use the OEM adapters or to use a UL2252 a certified adapter, and the only one available for purchase right now is the Electron Vortex Pro. So if you want to get that, you can. I feel comfortable with that, but if you want to follow the rules to a T, which is what I always recommend because it's nice to do that, get the one that the OEMs are handing out. So that's kind of it for now. If you want to look through the press release, you can. Very, very exciting. Gonna relieve a lot of stress for people. Once Volkswagen actually has access, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a video about it. I'm also going to make a tutorial. I might make it the same video, so showing people how to do it and also the best way to park and considerations when using a Volkswagen at a Tesla Supercharger. So hopefully that'll be helpful for you all. Go ahead and like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get that update next week when that video comes if you're interested in watching that content. All right, everybody, I forgot one thing. So for Volkswagen owners, you will have to use the Tesla app to activate your charging session. And I had hinted at this at the beginning of the video. I wanted to talk about it. So personally for me, I don't mind that. I've used the Tesla app for a Chevy and it works great. And this is just my pure speculation. I'm just wondering if Volkswagen was trying to figure out how they were going to do the payment, because Audi and Porsche, I'm pretty sure, both have ways that they can pay through their system. So you could set up with Audi or Porsche and then it'll charge you. But Volkswagen doesn't have that in the app. There's nothing about paying or charging stations to pay at charging stations. So my guess is either maybe Volkswagen was thinking about building an app or part of their app where they could do that and they couldn't figure it out, or they're gonna do that and it'll come out later. That's maybe a guess I have. Or maybe they were legitimately having trouble figuring out how to, communicate with the Tesla Supercharger Network. I don't completely buy that, because Tesla had Magic Dock sites, and you could use those with Volkswagen. I have used several Tesla Supercharger Magic Dock sites with the Volkswagen, and it worked perfectly fine, never an issue. So I do wonder if that was what the holdup was about. Just my speculation. Put your speculation down below. That's just what I think. So that is all I have for today. Hope you all found this video helpful and informative. I already said this, but if you could, it really helps the channel to like and subscribe. I know it seems silly, but it doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps me out to push my videos out to more people. I don't do this for money. I just do it to help people, and the more people I can help, the better, in my opinion. So thanks again for watching, and I will catch you all next time.